Welcome to the Everyday Awesome Project, where we bring you inspirational stories and game-changing strategies to live your most awesome life. Hey, superstars, welcome back. Paula here, and no Samantha Pruitt today. It is a solo episode. Samantha is taking care of her well-being. If you listen to our previous episode, she is dealing with a little bit of, or a lot of it, pain. So we wish her the best and can't wait to have her back on a future episode. So we're thinking of you, my dear. And today we're talking about my inner alignment, my 3-minute inner alignment secret or practice that I wanted to share with you. And, it's one of my well-being secrets. It's the single most powerful tool for, I would say, emotional regulation, finding focus and just overall freaking well-being. Wait till you see, I've pulled together a lot of background on this because I've adopted this and discovered this over many years. And, I just want to share it with people. I'm going to be sharing it more and more with people to help get the word out about this. So I call it my 3-minute inner alignment practice, or, tuning into your true north. And it's backed by decades of neuroscience. I mean, this stuff works. It's not just, woo, 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 I'm the woo woo queen on our podcast. But if you really look into it, this stuff is based on science. And so we're talking today about the science of heart-brain coherence. Okay, so if you haven't heard that, maybe you've been told that the brain is a command center, right? That's your command center, right? And a lot of us in Western culture, we walk around like that's the source of everything. We actually think we live up here in this brain, like in this skull of ours, because that's where our view is, and we think a lot up there. But if you study, the first organ that's created in a baby in a mother's womb is the heart. There's no brain present. There's no mind brain present. The heart starts beating before the brain is even formed, right? So what if I told you that the heart is actually a dominant communicator in your entire body? Your heart is sending more signals to your brain than your brain is sending to your heart. That, I think, changes things. That changed some things for me. I was like, whoa. And, we've gone on to discover that there's a heart in your gut. I'm sorry, there's a brain in your gut. There's a heart in your gut. Well, there's probably a heart in your gut too, with all those little belly bugs down there. But I really want to talk about, the brain in your heart. And yeah, it's just fascinating. So we won't go too much into it. But by the end of this episode, you will understand the profound science of why your heart holds the key to lowering your stress levels and the hormones, helping you make better decisions, more sound decisions aligned with your soul, right? Your heart's true wanting, right? And even longevity. I mean, hello, if I just said who wants some of this, right? We'd be handing it out on the corner. People are like, give me some of that. Yeah, give me some of that. Right? So we will walk you through, or I will walk you through the 3-step technique. And we'll actually I'll tell you what it is and then I'll walk you through it. So if you're listening to this, you might want to pull over or go somewhere. We'll get there in a minute, but I'm going to tell you some things in advance. But you'll have an opportunity to experience it today. So look forward to that. It's ultimately a tool of self-mastery. I find that this is part of my morning ritual that has been in place for many, many, many years. And it's non-negotiable. When you don't do it or when you do it erratically, you don't get all the benefits. You can definitely get the benefits when you use it as a tool, and I'll share with you opportune times too. But I would say do it every day. Do it in the morning, so it's non-negotiable. You always have it. But let's start with the science. Okay, so your second brain, or which one came first, right? So your heart's, it's private network. So we have to start with a foundational discovery in 1991. They discovered a cardiac neural network. And they made this incredible find that there are 40,000 sensory neurites that exist in the heart. Whoa, these are brain cells inside your heart. They form an intricate, independent neural network. Your brain is a form of neural network. And well, guess what? You've got one in your heart as well. The heart literally has its own brain. It processes information, it learns, and it remembers. And I would say it stores, it remembers that stuff, without the head even being involved. Isn't that amazing? That's amazing. So this network is what makes the heart the dominant communication center. The heart is constantly sending information to the head, to the brain via the vagus nerve. We've talked about that here on this podcast before. The vagus nerve is basically the superhighway of your nervous system connecting the gut, the heart, and the brain. Super important, right? Super important. Samantha's dealing with some of this with some, her back is out, and so it's damaging and it's causing a lot of pain in her nervous system right now, and stress, if you will. The heart's rhythm is not just a pump, so think of that, like the heart's rhythm. If you see an EKG, it's not just a pump, it's like a Morse code that's transferring signals up to your head into your entire nervous system that tells it like what state you're in, right? And so this is like super primal stuff we're talking about here. We can talk about, that fight, flee, or freeze, the panic system. When you go into the sympathetic nervous system, we call it, you get out of rest and digest of the sympathetic nervous system, the parasympathetic nervous system, and you get into the parasympathetic. Am I saying that right? Yeah. Parasympathetic is the rest and digest. The sympathetic is the fight, flight, or freeze, right? So this is like a code that's being sent to your nervous system, to your brain, like all's well down here. All's well down here when it's in harmony, when it's in coherence, right? When it's got that nice rhythmic pattern to it. But if it doesn't, it sends like freaked out, right? Like there's a lion chasing me kind of moments, right? It might just be I'm on a Zoom call and somebody just said something upsetting to me, but whatever it is, modern day, traumas or triggers, right? So what is the heart telling the brain? What is coherence and incoherence? It's communicating this Morse code is communicating your state of coherence or incoherence, right? Like, is all well down here? Or should we be like in panic mode? Should we be in stressing, if you will, modern day word? So incoherence is like this jagged alarm. When you're stressed, you're anxious, you're frustrated, your heart rhythm looks choppy, irregular, it's jagged. So the signal being sent to the vagus nerve is literally like, danger, like run, or like something's not right here, right? So it floods your brain with a threat signal. It shuts down your personal your prefrontal cortex, the place where all of your like logic and your access to wisdom and I would say the captain of your ship goes into like hijack mode, right? So thinking is the rational part of your brain, You go into anxious mode, your body gets inflamed, inflammation signals get sent to your body, digestion gets shut down, all sorts of, things. Coherence, on the other hand, is like a nice, smooth sine wave. Just thinking of like, I was going to say like waves in the ocean, but they don't really look very often as sine-like. Like just think of like a nice, smooth loop up and down, not loop, but like up and down, up and down. So that's what a sine wave looks like. Just rhythmic, same peak, same trough, just like nice and steady. This is the signal to your brain, like all's well, internal safety, all systems check, whatever you want to do. And I would call it a state of like peace and harmony, all is well. This is a state your nervous system goes into and during repair and regeneration. You have access to creativity and higher consciousness, I would say. So that's where you want to be, right? Doesn't that sound great? And a lot of us walk around not knowing, Samantha and I talk about emotional intelligence, and really it comes down to nervous system regulation, right? So that's ultimately what is causing all the signals to the brain and the body via, our thoughts and also via our nervous system. So something I wanted to share with you that I thought was just freaking amazing when I looked into this. So there's a guy by the name, so a lot of this comes from Heart Brain Coherence, which is from an organization called HeartMath Institute, which you can definitely look them up, doing amazing work. They were nominated for a Nobel Prize. Greg Braden and Joe Dispenza are the people that I follow the most that talk about this and share about this the most. So if you want to do deeper dive research, please go check them out. So Greg Braden talks about the zero point 0.1 hertz alignment. So he says, I would say like, this is mind blowing. Like scientists found that the optimal frequency for heart brain synchronization, like that, the sine wave that we're talking about, this like harmonic sweet spot, like, ooh, like a fine tuned piano, when the heart rhythm oscillates at around zero point 0.1 hertz. And I was like, what is that? And it's like, they say a 10-second cycle. Well, that's the frequency has been found to be the best fundamental magnetic resonance for you. And guess what? It's also the Earth's frequency. Like, hello, hello, like you're in tune with the earth, like this big old planet that we're all sitting on, standing on. So when you achieve coherence, you're not just aligning your heart and your brain, you're aligning your body with the fundamental harmony of the planet. I mean, come on. Talk about tuned in, tapped in, and turned on. I love that. I was like, that's magic right there. There's something about that. Like there's something when those little numbers all line up, like the earth is point one and you're point one. Okay, come on, right? Like we're made of the earth. So we're just little stardusts. So let's talk about the hormones, right? And like some of these benefits. So you don't need to practice for weeks to see changes. That was a good thing about this. But like it feels so damn good. Hello, why not, right? Why would you stop taking your vitamins if like vitamins were free and this is free? So research shows profound chemical shift. It happens in just 3 minutes. So it's really cool. Okay. So you can get sustained coherence and finding your way back. Like once you find this frequency, once you find how good it feels, you're like, why don't I do this all day? And I kick myself sometimes, but I know that it's possible because I practice this every day. And I know when I'm out of resonance, like I know I'm like, oh, I got my frequency up, and I don't mean up like in a good way, like high frequency, like high vibration. I mean like out of whack, like that jagged, like, resistance, let's call it, right? So let's talk about cortisol, right? So you will see a significant decrease in stress hormone cortisol. Hello, love that one. I love that one. Cortisol, not good, not good. You don't want any more of that. So this immediately cuts, having lower cortisol cuts the wear and tear and stress is placing on your body. So it's usually like 23% less cortisol produced in the body when you practice this. I'm like, hello, right? Like I can do that. There's something called DHEA, which is a long word, don't want to say it, but this is often called the master hormone of vitality. Hello, it's a precursor to all your vital hormones. It's directly linked to anti-aging, immune strength, and metabolic function. Hello. Okay, like give me some more of that. Where do I mean, I actually have bottles of that. Like, I'm like, but practicing this, like our body is a chemical factory. It produces this if we just give it the right coherence, the right alignment to do it. So longevity and immunity. So coherence acts as a biological signal to the body to activate longevity enzymes, and it dramatically strengthens your immune system function. And Greg Braden and Joe Dispenza could tell you all the fancy words and the science words about it, but just know you'll feel better. You'll have a stronger immune system, which means ward off all that yucky bugs and stuff. Your body is entering a state of system-wide regeneration. Like, man, it's like a reboot, like an instant wellness ticket. Like, give me a ticket to that, right? So if you find yourself in the ADHD loop, or you're confused or stuck, or just, you resonate with some of that that resistance I was talking about, and you want some clarity, like you want like a dose of like, I don't want to, my mind is so confused and I get in stress and then I make poor decisions, or I say the wrong thing, or I don't know what to do, or I'm stuck because I'm not sure, right? Because we've just got all this buildup of this inner resistance. So let's let that go. So beyond the biochemistry, coherence has a massive impact on your decision making. Wow, just think about that. Like the difference it would make to be aligned with your soul, your heart, mind and heart in alignment, and then choosing, right? And then speaking, then deciding, then moving ahead, then making that big decision. When you shift out of that incoherent stress state, like allow yourself to get back into alignment, right? You're quieting that emotional static that doesn't, translate well. It doesn't turn out well. I don't know about you. It doesn't turn out well for me when I make decisions from that point of like, right? So it creates more of a clear channel for your reliable, non-judgmental, your intuition, and just your clarity, your inner clarity, your soul's true north, right? It's what allows you to make decisions from your wisest self, not your stressed out self. Let's do that, right? So let's talk about this anti-stress tool. So it's not just a feel-good meditation. This isn't just about feeling good, although you will feel good. I think you will. It is a rapid response anti-stress tool. Like, boom, we should box this stuff up and put it on some shelves. In fact, maybe I think I'm going to turn this into a downloadable, because everybody needs this. Everybody needs to be doing this. So you have the power to shift your biochemistry and your emotional state regardless of the chaos in your life or what's going on. You do have that power. You may not feel like it or be able to access it in the moment, but I promise you, you can, the more you practice it. So this is a skill of self-mastery, right? So what I'm going to teach you and what I'm going to have you go through, this is something you can do with yourself. You can do this each morning. There's lots out there, and I think I'm going to be creating one of these specifically just for this, but I want to share it on our podcast because I want to get this out there, right? So don't wait until you're already in crisis. Use this alignment for optimization, right? Like all those yummy benefits, those health benefits, anti-aging, immune defense, right? So before decision making, use it before you're signing a lease or taking a job or making an important phone call. Crucial moments before a difficult conversation, a negotiation, public speaking, all sorts of things, right? Where could you use this? And high performance, right? Like get into heart coherence before you go out and crush it. So enter a state of flow because we all like that when we're working out and pumping our bodies, right? All right, so let's just go over what these 3 steps are and then I'll walk you through it or I'll take you through it. So the practice is simple, but the results are profound. So, just a precursor, like get ready. It's pretty cool. And it seems so simple, but like you'll be like, oh, I get it. It's only 3 steps and we're going to do it together in a moment. So if you'll give me 3 minutes of undivided focus, when we go through it, you'll walk away with an immediate, tangible change in your system. Like you will have a reboot. Find a comfortable seat. I encourage you, if you're driving or if you're listening to this, you may need to come back to it. And I highly encourage you to listen again, listen as many as you'd like. But find a comfortable seat. And when you do, I'll tell you the 3 steps and then we'll go do it. So you'll take a deep breath and then we'll get started. So first step, I'm going to have you put your hand on your heart. You're going to shift your focus to your heart and your chest. So you're going to get out of your mind and down into your heart. By putting your hand on your heart, you signal to your focus. Your consciousness goes where your attention is focused. And on your hand, once you put your hand on your body's like, what's that? And then you'll breathe through your heart. Step 2. So first step, out of your head into your heart. Put your hand on your heart. Step 2, breathe in with control. Maybe for a count of 3 or 4 seconds, whatever's comfortable for you, and then a longer exhale. Again, whatever's comfortable for you. So if you're 3, then make it 6 or 5 or something like that, just so long as the inhale is shorter than the exhale. And I would like to add, do it with a sigh, like enjoy it, like, ah. I have found that signals to my vagus nerve. My vagus nerve goes, I got you. I know, we're good. Everything's fine. No tigers, no bears in the woods. So step 3, imagine, recall, or picture in your mind a moment that you could feel really grateful for. And I'll ask you, like, who were you with? Where were you? What did you see? What did you hear? What do you remember? What did you feel? What did you notice? Right? So that's the 3 steps. First step, get out of the head, get into your heart. Step 2 is do that focused breathing, do a couple sighs if you'd like, and then we begin to imagine, right? And so with that rhythmic breathing in the background, then we go into step 3 and we imagine and we feel, really like take yourself there. So like the difference is, I like to think of it as, so if I said, oh, like, look at that, that roller coaster over there. Like, look at those people like going off the top of that roller coaster. They're going up, 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 and then they're going down. And like from looking at them, you will have one experience of being like, wow, that looks kind of scary. Or they look like they're having fun actually. But if I said, now you're in the roller coaster, and I said, okay, put yourself in that front seat, and you're like, oh my God, we're going up to the top. And then put yourself as you go over it, like you see everything that you see, you feel everything that you feel, like you're replaying that movie and you're the actual character in it. Okay. So I was giving this coaching to one of my Come Alive program coaches, and she's like, yeah, I remember this moment I was grateful for, and we're sitting at dinner and stuff. I go, okay, well, what restaurant were you in? Okay, got it. All right, where were you and who was sitting next to you, right? Oh, my daughter was over here and this was over here and da, da, da. I said, was there food on the table or not yet? No, and then I was like, okay, who was across from you? What else do you remember, right? And just really, she could just like get back into that moment, right? So that's how it works. All right, so let's do this instead of just talking about doing this. So if you're driving or not somewhere you can close your eyes, then do this. Or if you'd like, you can pause and save this episode and come back to it. So for now, we'll move ahead as if you're ready to begin. So start by making sure you're in a comfortable position. Releasing or letting go whatever thoughts you were thinking or you were doing or anything that you need to do. Trust that you can come back to it in a few moments. And for now, just allow yourself this focused time with you, giving yourself a sacred gift. Feeling comfortable where you are, begin to tell your body and your muscles, all your muscles from your head down to your toe, that it's okay to let go. Let go of any tension anywhere in your body that you're holding on to. Just be at ease all over. Gently place your hand over your heart and whatever feels comfortable for you. And this is you connecting with your heart, tapping in and signaling to yourself that you're going inward. You're tuning in to your heart and coming out of your head. Just notice when you're down in your heart, keeping your awareness in your chest, down in your heart. And on your next inhale, imagine your breath is flowing in and out of your center of your chest, through your heart area. Let your mind settle its attention down there on the connection between your hand and your heart, and your breath and your heart. Now we'll begin to signal you're safe to your nervous system with a slow, smooth cycle of breathing. Breathe in for a count of 3 to 5, whatever is comfortable for you. And breathe out gently for a count of 6 or 8. In for a count of 4. Out for a count of 6. Your exhale longer than your inhale. Sending that clear message to your vagus nerve, you're safe, all is well. Keep this rhythm going, smooth, like a gentle wave. And if you'd like, exhale, take a sigh, really enjoy it. Feeling so good now, so centered. While keeping that breath rhythm, gently activate a positive emotion, gratitude, appreciation. Think of one thing, a moment you're truly grateful for, a special moment with someone important to you, perhaps a beautiful sunset, a moment alone where you felt awe, wonder, or beauty. Find that special moment where you felt deeply, deeply grateful. Step into your body in that moment. Feel what you felt, hear what you heard, and see what you saw. Be there now, feeling deep, deep gratitude for this moment. Sustain that feeling in your heart space as you continue the slow, rhythmic breathing. Feeling appreciation, love, gratitude for this special moment in your life, this beautiful memory, this time that you had. The gratitude is overwhelming, double the feeling inside your body now. Just really bringing it up. What do you need to brighten the scene or listen more closely or really pay attention to really feel that gratitude in your body? That's it. Just deepen that feeling now. Just feeling overwhelming gratitude. And if you'd like to think of a second moment that you feel deeply grateful for, I encourage you to find a second moment of deep gratitude. Where were you? Take yourself back there. Who were you with? What did you see? What did you feel? What did you hear? What did you notice? That's it. Just enjoying that moment, either alone or with someone. Just feeling that gratitude in your body. Deep, deep gratitude for this moment. And I'd like you to just notice how you feel in your body right now, paying extra attention to the entire body, but most importantly, your inner core, your heart center. Just noticing how rhythmic it feels in there, how aligned it feels, like all is well, no worries, all is well. And take one final deep breath in, closing the doorway on the imagination. And when you're ready, take a nice exhale, and on the inhale, open your eyes. Maybe wiggle your fingers, make sure you're fully back in your body. Open your eyes. And just notice what you notice in your body right now, like how it feels different than when we started. Just noticing that kind of inner sanctuary, that inner peace that you have now. Or maybe just, if you were at a level 10, now you're at a 6, or if you were at a 4, you're at a 2. You're just like noticing where you are on a scale of peace, ease, gentleness, compassion, gratitude. That is a state that you want to be making decisions from. That is a state where anything is possible, right? Creativity, beauty, magic. So in just 3 minutes, you shifted your physiology. You just gave yourself the gift. You decreased your stress, activated your innate immunity system, vitality, regeneration. And the heart is key to living tuned in, tapped in, turned on. So 3 takeaways. All right, so your heart's the boss, all right? In case you haven't figured that out, like it sends the dominant signal. So manage those emotions, manage that nervous system, right? Not just your thoughts. 3 minutes is an easy window. You can fit that in a lot of places these days. You don't need the 30-minute meditation or an hour or whatever it is. Use this practice on demand, right? Every high stakes moment, every like tension, if you're out of whack and you've got to, move into this next phase of something in your day, or for me, it's every morning, non-negotiable. Bring this into your daily life. And appreciation is the fuel, right? Gratitude. Your most powerful tool isn't your logic, isn't your brain. Not the best decisions get made up there. If that thing's out of coherence, if it's all jacked up, it's all stressed out, then all, you can tell when you're like all scatterbrained and stuck and no momentum. Like your answers are going to come from a different place. Your better brain, your bigger brain, your heart brain, I would say. So practice this for 3 minutes every morning this week, and you'll find clarity where there was confusion, calm where you had chaos. And thank you for joining me. And I want to say the one thing, as we always like to remind humans as we have one thing from this whole session is you can reset your nervous system. Like you have that power. Like I just walked you through, like this works. This is how you can take back self-dominion, right? Ownership of your body, your emotional state, and bring yourself into the state anytime you'd like. Do it. Use it often. Use it. It's free, right? It's a gift. Now the question is, will you? I hope you will. And as we close out today, as we do every episode, I wish our beautiful Samantha the best. And I say, how your life feels is more important than how it looks. And every day is your opportunity to find your awesome. Thanks for joining me today.